Hey Roger, how's it going?
Hey, Martin, not bad. How are you?
Oh, I'm starting to like it here in my closet. But I see you're in your living room.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's some nice dog photos you have there on the wall behind you.
Back here, yeah, I'm actually a dog photographer, and these are some of my favorite shots back there.
Oh, cool. So maybe we should do something with the dogs on this episode.
Yeah, I've actually seen the other episodes we had about hosting a REST API with different backends like Cloud SQL, Google Sheets. So I was wondering maybe we could host a REST API with a Firestore backend instead. What do you think about that?
Ah, I like it. Let's dive in and do it.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, so here we are, Roger. I have created a project here already, our dog breed API. I cheated and went in and also just clicked Firestore and set up Firestore in native mode. There was a choice, native mode and data store mode.
Yep, and for our purposes, it's going to be native mode only because it's a fresh database. We're not hanging on to any old features. That's what the other mode is for. So we should be good on this one. And it's okay that we skipped it because it's really simple. It's literally a few clicks.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So now we're here in the data store, and this is, let's see, should we put some data in or should we start writing some code? What do you think, Roger?
Let's put in some data first. That way we have something to play
Okay.
around with when we're trying to read the data. So let's start a collection and name it dogs.
Okay, dogs. Very good. Dogs, like so.
Yep.
And should I put some documents in here?
Yep. So the document ID is going to auto-populate with some random string. For the first,
Oh, okay.
Yep, there it is. For the first field name, let's go with name.
Mm-hmm. Name, got it.
It'll be a string, and let's go with Dalmatian.
Dalmatian. Okay. Yeah, so this is, every record here is one dog breed.
Right.
Um, what other fields do we want?
Let's go
What's the
for origin.
Origin. Did I spell that right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that looks right. And it's actually Croatia.
Croatia. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dalmatia, that's the ancient Roman province of what is today called Croatia. I think.
Exactly. And how about life expectancy?
Oh, okay. Do we do, what's the convention? Camel case? Or?
Yeah, let's go with camel case.
Okay. Expectancy. How long do Dalmatians live, Roger?
Around 13 years.
13. Oh, a big dog. They live a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Is there more?
Yeah, let's go with a type.
Type. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So that's a string.
That's
as
going to be a
well.
companion.
Companion.
So companion
right, so they're
dogs, scent dogs, sight hounds. So in this case, the Dalmatian is going to be a companion dog. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, let's hit save, and boom, there it
Okay,
is.
great. Wow, we have data in our database.
There
Not a
it-
lot.
Not,
but
not
there's
a lot,
data.
but it's something.
But it's something.
Yep.
Okay, so now would be the time we switch over to code.
Yep. Let's get to coding.
All right, my favorite part. So I see here you prepared a package.json. We're doing Node, JavaScript.
Yep.
You prepared a package.json here. Could you tell us a little bit about what's in it?
Well, it's pretty standard. We kind of let npm init kind of create this, and then we just added the start line to have node index.js start it. And then we also installed two libraries, Express and Firebase admin. Express is we're going to use that to make a server, an HTTP server, listen for requests and then respond accordingly. And then Firebase admin, that's the SDK that allows us to, communicate with Firebase and in turn Firestore.
Excellent. And I see here that you put in, so you're importing the two libraries here,
Yep, there they are.
Firebase Admin and Express. You're starting an app, a new Express app. You're starting listening to a port
Yep.
that we get from the environment. And you even put in a first little piece of this REST API.
Yep.
If we do a get on just slash, then we should get something back, a status back.
And we could test that out real quick. If you just put npm start.
npm start, like so?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Bark REST API is listening on port 8080. Okay,
Perfect,
so we got to line 9 in the code.
Yeah.
Now, how do we trigger this piece?
Let's keep that running, and in the second window, we can curl localhost 8080.
Okay, curl localhost. There we go.
Ready
Bark,
to
bark,
roll.
ready to roll.
Nice. All right, so we got that far, which isn't much, but it's a start. So what's next?
Okay. Yeah, I guess, let's see, is now when we connect to the database?
Yeah, now we want to actually initialize the app. And when I say app, I mean the Firestore part of it. So right now it's not doing anything with the Firebase admin SDK.
Oh, yeah. This one is sort of grayed out here. So we're going to initialize this, set up the client that we can then call various methods on to connect to the data store.
Exactly.
Firestore. Yeah. Let's see. Do you know this code off the top of your head? I'm not sure about this code. It is.
So we defined admin up here, just Firebase admin, and initialize app. Okay, and this is going to take an object with our credentials. And in our case, we're going to use what's called the application default credentials. Since this is going to run later on, it's going to run in a container on Cloud Run. So when you have the application default credentials, it's just going to run with one of the default service accounts. So we don't have to worry about juggling keys or anything like that. It's very convenient.
That's nice. Usually, when there's keys and things like that, it's hard to keep track of. I sometimes accidentally check keys into source control. It's a mess.
Yeah,
this is much better.
Much better, yeah. And after that, we're going to declare DB.
So this is, okay, so Firestore, you're creating a Firestore instance here that on the DB object we can call various methods, I assume?
Yep, that is correct.
Cool. And now when we add a new endpoint for the REST API?
Yes, so we already have one for root, and that just gives us that nice little ready to roll status message. But we actually want it so that when you put the URL / breed name, you get a JSON with all the breed information that we want. So that's going to look like this.
So you can hit it like /Dalmatian.
Exactly.
And you get back life expectancy and things like that for that breed. Okay, cool. So here we see this is :breed. This is the way of standard way Express does it, to let you put a parameter, a variable in a URL, and then whatever the user put in the URL, that will go into request.params. And then whatever the name was. So here on line 22, looks like Roger. It looks like you're pulling out the breed from the request parameters and putting it into the breed variable.
Yep.
And then let's see. You're doing something with database here. You started opening a connection to the dogs collection.
Yep.
Looks like.
Because the DB just connects to our Firestore, but we actually want to connect to the particular collection that we just created a little while ago called dogs.
Cool. So what can we do with that reference? Oh, it looks like we can run a query on it. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll run a query. It seems like we'll have a criteria on the query, that is the name. The name field should be equal to the breed. So I'll just switch back here real quick. We should look through the entire dogs collection and look up the record. There will be many more records than this. The one that has name and whatever the user sent in.
Yep. So
cool.
At this point in the code, it's not actually doing it. It's not connecting to the Firestore yet. We just wrote the query.
So here we pull out the results.
Here's where the magic is happening.
And I see it's we're using await here. So I guess this is an asynchronous method actually running the query. That makes sense. So we get result back. And this results can have many things in it, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of information, but we don't want all of that. So we're going to run it through a map function.
Yeah. And this is a fancy way, I guess, of
filtering.
Yeah.
Okay, let's add some space there for readability. Okay.
Yeah. Very good. So now we have our result here in RETval, and
then we want Express to return that in a nice little JSON format.
Right. And we can say rest.json because up here at the top you said that we turned on the JSON middleware for Express.
Yes, and miss one little thing right here. There you go.
Okay, cool. So now to deploy this to the cloud, we want to make this into a container, right? Because Cloud Run runs containers.
Right.
So what do we need to do that?
Yeah, it's a two-step process because we have to use Cloud Build to build the container and upload it to the Google container registry, and then Cloud Run will then take that container image and run it serverlessly and statelessly.
So here we have the first one here. This is the build, right? Line 3 and 4 here. Yep. So it's building the container, and then so now we will have it's using the Cloud Build service. Why do we build it in the cloud and not on my laptop?
It's just more convenient. It's consistent. It's fast.
Right.
And it's just the way to do it in the cloud. You'll see we're going to upload two different versions, and you'll see how nice it looks when you can be able to tag it with different versions and manage your container images in that way.
Very good. And then the second part here, this is the part that takes the container that was just created and actually deploys it in Cloud Run so that we can send traffic to it.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And now let's see. So that's good. What describes what's inside the container here?
Oh, yeah, that's an important part. We need to make sure our Docker file is populated with the right information.
Oh, you wrote one for us already, Roger?
I did. And there it is.
Very
it's
nice
pretty standard Docker file. Viewers from past episodes might recognize it. It's pretty standard. 9 out of 10 times your Docker file is going to look like something like this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and the one if you would change it is if you want to run another Node version,
right?
Or you want to include some binary libraries or something like that Node can't include.
Right. But for this case, we'll keep it very minimal. Nothing too crazy going on.
Yeah.
Docker file.
Do you want to deploy this?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's run deploy .sh.
What window are you running this in?
Spell that right. I am in window 2.
Window 2. Okay, let's go over there. There. I see it. Yes. Very good. I'll make this a bit bigger. So this is going to kick off the build in the cloud. And then when the build has completed, it will take that container and deploy it. So I guess this might be a good time to go and see the build. We should see it running up here somewhere, right? Cloud build. Let's see if that's the right place. So we have two old... there we go. Look at that.
There's the one that we're doing right now.
Yeah, very good. So, okay, from Google Cloud Storage, it is running right now. Here we see all the steps and output. Here we see the steps. 1, 2, step 3, step 4 out of 6 from that Docker file.
Right. I don't expect any failures or any errors, but if there were any, we would be able to see it right here if we had to.
Right.
Yep.
Or back here.
Yep.
At our prompt.
And there it goes. Yeah. Nice. So now we should have an image on the Google Container Registry.
Oh, right. Let's have a look at that.
Let's have a look there.
You said Container Registry, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just use a shortcut. I'll type container.
Search is the way to go.
Yeah, search is good. Container Registry, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bark API.
There it is.
This is looking promising. It's private by default.
Yep.
That's good. And look at this.
There it is.
This is the latest.
That is what we just uploaded to the cloud.
Excellent. So it just says latest. That's kind of a boring version number for our...
Right. Yeah, and it won't be very useful when you have 100 different images. So you can always add whatever tags you want. So if you edit tag, let's call this one version 1.0.
Oof, 1.0, the most dangerous version of any piece of software.
Boom, there it is. So if any case that we wanted to deploy something by a specific tag, we can use v1.0.
Okay.
All right.
So that was this. All our builds are here, or the results of all our builds.
Right.
But we did run the deploy command. So, it looks like it's done.
Yeah, let's click in there.
And we got a URL here, HTTPS
See
URL.
A green check mark too, which is a good sign.
Green. We like green. So, Roger, let me ask you, if I click this link, what are the chances that this is going to work on the very first try, do you think?
We didn't really do much testing. It's 9 out of 10 chances that it will run just fine.
Is your odds, you're saying seriously 90% chance?
90% chance.
Oh my gosh, you are a brave man. I say 50%.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see. Look at that.
Ready to roll.
Amazing.
There it is. Now let's try /Dalmatian. Remember, that's the only thing we have in our database right now. Dalmatian. Boom.
Yeah,
there it is.
Look at that. There
nice.
It is. Okay, very good. Okay. So now we can go in. Oops. Here we go. So we can go in and do a search in our database and find the single record we have.
Yes.
A little boring just to have one record in the database.
Pretty useless to have a Dalmatian information API. So what we want to do is be able to add more documents to that collection. And we can always do that through the GUI. It's a little bit more time consuming, but we can do that instead using the same code we have here by adding an app.post function. That way we can use post to add documents to that collection.
Oh, cool. So we're gonna so just like you can do /breed and hit that get /breed, you can now do post.
Yes.
Do you remember the code for this piece, Roger? Thank you.
Do. There goes that autocorrect. Okay.
Autocorrect is in peak form today. Yeah. So we'll post. We want people to post the dog breed that they post, like name and life expectancy and so on, will not be in the URL. It'll be in the body.
Right.
So they just post to /, right? That's the home directory of our API.
Yes. So all the posts to / will try to add a document to the collection.
Yeah. And here, you're diving into the database. Cool. So, okay, we're doing something with the dogs collection, and doc, empty parentheses, that creates a new doc, I believe. And then we just, in this new doc, we set the data in the new doc to whatever came in the body of the post.
Right, exactly. And we'll see. That'll be more clear once we demonstrate it, but it's pretty much going to be a JSON with the field and the value.
Right. Wow, I like this. This is really compact code. You know how it is, like for every 100 lines of code you write, on average, there'll be 1 or 2 bugs. So fewer lines of code.
Less bugs.
Less bugs, yeah. Cool. So here you're returning status success, and you're returning some data too. What is that about?
Just as a sanity check, like what was it that I just submitted? Yeah, it's going to spit out exactly what you tried to add to the Firestore. So
that's great, yeah.
Okay.
And that way, we get something back. We know what was saved in the database. This is good.
So there it is. How's that look?
Wow, that was nice. That was really short. That was easier than doing the get, actually.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and you get a lot more fancier, and you do a bunch of error checking and things like that to make sure your data is clean. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to keep it very simple and just send a JSON in a post message. So.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Right, you hit exactly. Did you hit the deploy? .sh.
Yep, I hit the deploy in bash window 2 here.
Cool.
So we started a new build. So it is like before, it's taking index.js, the Docker file, package.json, taking all of that, sending it up to the Google server, and the Google server is building out the container for it.
In the cloud.
In the cloud.
Yeah.
Life is good in the cloud, right?
Yeah, let's open up the container registry so we can check that out.
Yeah. Container, so found 0 vulnerabilities. Okay, good.
That's nice.
You said container registry?
Yeah.
Container. Let's have a look here. Container registry, there it is.
All right. There's
Bark
API.
Aha!
There you go. Just now, the latest. So you see
latest.
the latest tag moves up to the obvious latest image that you...
Very nice. So what version do you think this would be?
I wouldn't call it a 2, but maybe a 1.1.
1.1?
Yeah.
Okay. we fixed the bugs from version 1.0.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there weren't any bugs.
There
in
were no
1.0,
bugs.
Right? No bugs. That's amazing. And let's see here how things are.
Cloud Run should be either running or just finishing up at this point.
Yeah. I guess revisions. Oh, it cut over to the new one already.
There it is. Yeah.
Very good. So now we'll just hit this. This is where the sanity check comes in really nice.
Yeah.
Nice to see this, right? But
well, let's make sure we didn't break the old functionality. Let's try Dalmatian one more time.
Oh, yeah, Dalmatian.
We didn't touch that code, but things happen.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, good.
All right.
Good. All right, so to do post, that's easiest to do from Postman, right?
Yep.
So now, let's see here. Post. And this URL.
Yep.
Okay, and now set this to JSON.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so what's the JSON I should send here, Roger?
So it should match the fields that we defined on the Firestore. So
so like name and such?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what dog we want to add. Let's try Beagle.
Yeah. Beagle. Okay.
A Beagle.
What's your favorite breed?
I'm a corgi kind of guy. I like corgis because they're just so goofy looking with their little legs. I don't know, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Name, Beagle, origin. Beagles are from England.
Okay. Let's see if I can spell that. England. There we go. Okay, great. And then how long do these live?
Those little guys live up to 13, just like the Dalmatian.
Oh, really? I thought they lived longer. Okay.
And then the type, it's a scent.
Oh, so does that mean, is that kind of like hunting, tracking kind of dog, or?
A lot of beagles like to get loose and just like chase scents of like rabbits and stuff because they just have a really good nose.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
Okay, so we have this. Is this ready to send here?
That looks good. Wait, hold on. Life expectancy. Yeah.
See.
So it's the little things that catch us sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that looks good to me.
And I think here is a good lesson in why you should have some validation as part of your API. We just post whatever the user send, we post it in the database. But yeah, in a real app you would.
Yeah, if you sent this over, it would work, but it would just have a field that's different from the other documents. So.
Oh, right. And then that would wreak havoc when we do get/beagle, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this looks good.
Looks good to me.
All right, send. Okay, it came back. Aha,
Success.
Look at that.
There it is.
And here, I love this. It's so nice to see what did it save in the database, so we know that something happened.
Yes, and let's just triple check that it's actually there. Let's go back to the browser and enter Beagle. Boom. There it is.
Look at that. There it is. So we built a. So I guess here what my takeaways here are that if you have a database that's truly serverless, like Firestore is, that means less code and less setup,
right,
and less writing SQL queries and things like that, right?
Right. Yep. It's pretty simple. I wish it could be more complicated, but this is as simple as it gets. Pretty much Firestore.
Simple is good.
Yep.
And of course, we'll take this code and it'll be in GitHub. Just follow the link from the description. And if there are any questions, what should people do?
Just drop some questions in the comments, and we'll read them and try to reply if we can.
Yeah, there have been previous videos. We've had some great conversations about how to set various things up with Google Serverless, and we're looking forward to continuing those discussions in the comments below.
All right.
All right, cool. We did this without any bugs. Is that a call for a virtual high five, Roger?
I think so.
All right.
Hold on. How do we coordinate? 1, 2, 3.
Social distancing. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. See you next time.
All right. Thanks, Martin.